arts, the actors get into the skin of other people. In visual art too, there's a tradition of doing the same, as in the photography of Lewis Carroll, Cindy Sherman or Tracy Moffat, to the point that you don't always know what the real skin is like. I've got to jumping in and out of skins through the work of my mother, Polixeni Papapetru. At one moment, I'm Olympia in Lingwood's skin, and then at the next moment, I live another experience altogether. I perform a skin, and at the end of the day, I take it off and get to be Olympia again. But not everyone enjoys the license to change skins or to flip between identities or to relish the metaphors and aesthetic privilege. And I think that's what this exhibition is really about. What Archie Moore does, for example, is photographs himself in varying degrees of black through a colour chart of skin tones. It's satire. He shows how the degree of Aboriginality has been broken down and made scientific into numbers of skin colour with Greek mathematical language, like octoroon. He shows how Aboriginal identity is dehumanised. Similarly, Salota Tawali uses the same strategy of satire to take a Western archetype of the clown and reinscribing it on black canvas. She plays on the tradition of white people mimicking people of colour by means of blackface. She makes the face black with paint for comedy. She subverts this oppressive colonial tradition by inverting the colours and making her own face into an opaque white, like a clown, where white is black and black is white. Skin is a contested membrane, not just over race, but also over other social conventions, like the public versus private divide. We're so neurotic about our skin. We want to show it off, on the one hand, but on the other hand, we're ashamed to, or made to feel uncomfortable about it. It's a taboo scape. In this exhibition, the ideals of nature and freedom are united, such as in the works of Paul Knight, Jodie Whalen, and Stuart Ringholt. They dream of a world in which we're not ashamed of our own skin. Jodie Whalen shows what it's like to gain a beach body, because you don't feel happy showing skin if your figure isn't a bit stereotypical. And the routine that she puts herself through is not at all reassuring. Whalen challenges the aesthetic of the gym by relocating the grueling workout in the gallery space, where the language of borders and militarism is echoed and amplified. The thinly veiled torture comes out. To endure the sadism, she must develop a thick skin. On the opposite side of this is Paul Knight, where nameless couples in unknown beds have their skin merged by a fold in the photograph, replicating their intimacy and comfort. Through the fold of the photo paper, one skin becomes the other, as if mimicking their exchange or intercourse. Similarly, Stuart Ringholt celebrates the nude body, and he returns nature to the gallery, but not as passive object. There are no voyeurs in Ringholt's art tours, there are only participants. Through this innocence, we see that we don't need our clothes. We're children of nature, when also children of art. The Temple of Art is the great place to do this, where we can behave tribally and return to nature. For Ringholt, the nude tour is personally empowering. For participants, the experience can waver between the bracing and the enlightened. In our age, great changes with the body are afoot, expressed in the widespread practice of interpreting the skin as canvas, where tattoos have gone from fringe to mainstream, a trend which Ex de Medici has been involved with for a long time. As with Ringholt, Ex de Medici's subjects are participants, which we can also say of Charles Robb, who interprets himself in various compromised guises, hanged, gagged, tied up and flayed, perhaps the same kind of reflexiveness that you witness in the time-worn skin of Peter Sculthorpe in Adam Geshe's video, where the composer listens to his own music. And Polly Boland, also with a touch of Charles Robb's sinister narratives, has a human subject whom we spy upon in the shower, but who is not human at all, rather a synthetic string of stockings. This exhibition is much more than changing skins. It explores all the metaphors of skin. The word skin itself has an etymology that isn't even comfortable in its own skin. It's been spoken of as a metaphor for superficiality, which is a sentiment that goes right back to the Baroque. Sir Thomas Overbury writes in 1610, "All the carnal beauty of my wife is but skin deep." And then again, the skin metaphor extends beyond the English language. In Italian, when you get along well with someone, you say you're simpatici a pelle, you're connected straight away from skin to skin. And think Paul Knight or even Stuart Ringholt. This engaging and uncanny exhibition about skin appropriately gives us goosebumps. It traverses various media, which are like skins. It goes from video to performance to photography and to paper. And how symbolic is it that Perimeter Books is here as well with their manifestation? The show is empowering. It opens up a discourse and breaks down social taboos. It handles the metaphors of skin. It handles our way of understanding weird things about what skin is about, the paradoxes and the poetry of it. These works are poetic because they encourage deeper thought about the phenomenon that is their very subject matter. It's such a momentous exhibition, and we're very lucky to be contemplating the works at this point in history, and to be here to thank the wonderful artists and the curators for staging this. This will remain in our memories. Thank you for inviting me, and it's been a great honour to participate in the launch of this beautiful and meaningful exhibition. Thank you.